for Jamaica.
Good morning, Liberates, and good morning to all of the comebacks watching from the Far You page. Welcome to another episode of Political Hard Talk. I am your host, none other than the greatest Laborite alive, and now the voice of the Westmoreland people. Good morning, my people. Good morning to the G6, the P6, nation. See? Anyways, this morning, guys, as you guys can see, we're going to talk about the incredible, the impregnable, the greatest to have ever done it, and, you know, in my humblest opinion, a national hero. See? But before we get into that, let's roll out the morning shout-outs. See? So big up to everybody that was on the live last night. Last night was a record-breaking live over there on YouTube. At the end of that live, I had some 6,500 and odd persons passing through that live last night. So big up everybody that came through, everybody that participated in that live last night. That was a massive boost to the channel. And you know, in any one time I got 37 subscribers last night from just that live alone. So big up to all of my new subscribers them over YouTube, and big up to all of the, you know, the day ones. So big up on yourself, and I much appreciate the love and support, guys. See, let's do the TikTok shout outs now. Auntie B, Father Dark Night, Father Blue Dark Night, Keisha C, all jointly number one gifter this morning. Big up on yourself. Sexy GG out there number second. You know, we're gonna play number 2 at a PNP number. And Barrington Higgins out there number 3rd. Big up yourself, my boss. Lyde Perry, big up yourself. Timmy Boo, big up yourself. And big up to my beautiful wife to be, 1 in a million. Good morning, baby. Marvet, big up yourself. Joyce Young, big up yourself. Owen Rosewest, big up yourself. Kadian, big up yourself. Marva, big up yourself. Lily Ben, big up yourself. And Kelston Garden, big up yourself. And I see a user. I don't know who that user is, but big up yourself, user. If you find yourself black, no disrespect to you. We are not really having users on this live, because PNP tend to be users and they come on this live to disrupt it. See? So you find yourself black, apologies if you're a Labourite. Come back on your regular page. See? Dr. Kevin Blake, you know, has been in the police force for quite some time. You know, I remember, and good morning to my beautiful mother-in-law. Good morning, mommy. Just see a puppy. You know, guys, I best mother-in-law that me ever have from me I have woman. See it? So big up yourself, mommy. She come like my mother too. See? Dr. Kevin Blake. You know, I remember when, you know, David Rattigan and his bum chums was in America. You know, I was told that one of David Rattigan's mates was vying for Commissioner of Police. He applied for the Commissioner of Police role on several occasions, and he was turned down by the Andrew Michael Holness led government. You know, because is it David Rattigan in him? Somebody correct me. I'm not sure that night. So don't tell me if I sign in. Something another Rattigan in him. See? And his friend, I forgot what his friend was called as well. He had applied for the role of police commissioner via, you know, our government. And our government having their plan in place, they have been strategic, they have been putting into place over the years, you know, things that we are now seeing bearing fruit in Jamaica. Now, Rattigan was turned down and his friend was turned down for such position. Big up yourself, Lilybent. And because of that, they have turned on this government. They are now trying to, you know, plant the seeds and paint a picture that this is the worst government Jamaica had ever seen. And they were doing that in a foreign land. You know, I remember Mr. Vegas saying that he and Rattigan were friends, and Wilfred Rattigan, that is it, Blue Dark Night. See? Wilfred Rattigan, not David Rattigan, Wilfred. So, apologies to Mr. David Rattigan. See? So, I remember them paying for a billboard in New York City. Big up yourself in a Marcia Monroe. See? I remember them paying for a billboard in the United States of America. And a massive billboard. When you came into the city in New York, there's a massive billboard with the Prime Minister's face on it, saying that this is the most corrupt Prime Minister in Jamaica. That's what PNP affiliates was doing on a foreign land, trying to skew our Prime Minister's image. And by the way, if you try to disrespect Andrew Holness, you disrespect Jamaica. And if you try to paint Andrew Holness as corrupt, big up yourself in the labor yard. See? And if you try to paint Andrew Holness as corrupt, you're essentially painting Jamaica as being corrupt. Whatever damage you try to do to the Prime Minister's image, you will try to destroy Jamaica on a whole. That is just the fact. Good morning, Just Share. Favor, I see your Papine as well. Good morning. See? Now, essentially Mr. Vegas and Rattigan, Wilfred and the rest had a falling out. Would have seen the protest that took place in New York City at that time. You know? And I want to tell the Jamaican people that Andrew Holness is the one who handpicked Nigel Clark. And Nigel Clark came and did a brilliant job. Edward Siaga was the one who handpicked Andrew Michael Holness. And we are now seeing that Andrew Michael Holness is the best Prime Minister Jamaica has ever seen, with Papa Eddie in cool number 2nd and Papa Bruce in cool number 3rd. See? Now, saying all of that to say this, Andrew Holness did not make a mistake in choosing Dr. Nigel Clark. Andrew Holness did not make a mistake in choosing Dr. the Honorable Kevin Blake. We are now seeing a serious Prime Minister. See? A serious Prime Minister who is serious about crime and criminality being reduced in Jamaica. Now, I am here to tell the Jamaican people this morning. Yes, that night he also picked Dana, he picked Favor, he also picked Kamina Johnson Smith. Andrew Holness is a great, great man. You know, and when the annals of history, you know, comes to fruition later on in our future, when me and are 70 and 80, we will tell our grandchildren of this time. You know, and we will tell them about the time before when the PNP had Jamaica and they completely let go of the wheels of Jamaica, and the ship that was called Jamaica essentially hit an iceberg and crash. You know, and after it crashed, you know, Andrew Holness, starting with Papa Bruce Golden, good morning Sister Lashika, had to, you know, take that ship from the bottom of the sea after it hit that iceberg, you know, and we had to patch it up, rebuild it, and set it to sail again. And we will tell our grandchildren later on in the future that it is Andrew Holness that brought Jamaica back, you know, from the brink have collapsed, and we will tell our children and grandchildren that Andrew Holness is the founding father of a modern Jamaica. Now I am here to confer upon Dr. Kevin Blake, you know, a national hero, a living national hero. Now you guys would have heard me say that Andrew Holness should become the right excellent Andrew Holness because he in his own right is a national hero. You guys would have heard me say and hear that we should confer upon Dr. Nigel Clark, you know, a national icon award as well. He's a national icon. Now we are seeing the fruits of this government's labor. They are serious about building this nation. The PNP had failed us for many generations. They had failed us. They failed us in the 90s. They failed us in the 70s, and Papa Eddie tried his hardest. But the Jamaican people mindset were skewed. They didn't have things like the media and social media now for us to come and tell them the truth. So they were lied to, and lied to about Papa Eddie. And they in turn removed him. And when they removed him in 1989, that was the single worst mistake Jamaica made, my people. Single worst mistake. Papa Eddie deserved the third term then. And Jamaica would have moved further than it is today. See? No, a lot of people don't want to hear that, especially the PNP them. Them don't want to hear that, but that is the honest to God Almighty truth. History tells us that the PNP does not look after this country. Every single time the Jamaican people vote them in, they destroy and disrupt this country. The persons that they had heading up the police force during the PNP's tenure, almost all of them, if not all of them, were skewed. All of them were corrupt. All of them was involved in criminality. And that is not an allegation, that is an absolute fact. Today, we have a police commissioner, in my eyes, a national hero. Today, we have a Jamaica constabulary force that all of us would be proud if our sons and daughters join that Jamaica constabulary force today. As a matter of fact, if I was just a little bit younger, I would join the Jamaica constabulary force today. It is doing very well. You know, they have tried to clean up their image, and they are doing so. You know, and saying all of that to say this, I am glad that the Commissioner of Police, Sir Dr. Kevin Blake, is not backing down from the PNP-led organizations such as JFJ and Integrity Action and even the Integrity Commission. I am glad that he's not backing down. I am glad he's backing his officers to the hilt, and wherever officer is found to be doing wrong, you have Indicom, and if Indicom investigates and they're doing something untoward, you know, I am sure nobody in Jamaica will have any issues with that person being removed from the force and facing the full tilt of the law. You know, so I just want to tell my people this morning, and I know a lot of us or a lot of you will join me in, you know, commending the Jamaica Constabulary Force. And I don't know why I say this. You know, we have seen great result. We have seen there was a time when people would have do something very criminal in Jamaica, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15 years before we catch up with them. Today in Jamaica, when you perpetrate criminality, within days, if not even the same day, but within days, you are caught. Now, it is up to you if you choose to face the judge or meet the maker. But we have a police force now that is bearing fruit and is fighting crime, is taking the fight to crime and criminality in Jamaica, and we must commend them. And I am very happy today to be, you know, lauding this police commissioner. He is the best there is, the best there was, and the best, you know, there ever will be, in my humblest opinion. Well, I hope, you know, because we know police commissioner are not permanent, and I hope you know, the next person in line comes and carry on the legacy of not only Kevin Blake but Major General Anthony Anderson. The change started under Major General Anthony Anderson. I am sure Owen Ellington would have done some things as well, but for whichever reason he was removed from the police force at the time. I'm not sure if his tenure was up. You know, somebody can correct me. But for whatever reason, but I can tell you no, I started to see a change under, you know, Major General Anthony Anderson. So we must also big him up. And I believe that a national icon award should also be conferred upon him, upon Major General Anthony Anderson as well. See, it is not any one single person, my people, that is creating this change. It is a team effort, and we must be serious about crime and criminality. And the next thing that we need to clean up in Jamaica, we need a fairer judiciary. We need to fix that. We need to make it corruption free. We need to make a system that cannot be bought. We need to build a system that you cannot, you know, you cannot interfere with. The law stands supreme. See? So if you get a ticket and you feel like say, well, look, $6,000 ticket is bigger than it, so you don't have to pay, and you decide to do anything corrupt and try to get out of that ticket, then you should be given a custodial sentence. Plain and simple as that. You know, it is time Jamaica takes a right-wing approach to crime and criminality. And this is what I like about this police commissioner. Big up yourself, Bridget. See? He is doing what it needs, what is needed to be done to fix Jamaica and fix the crime problem. And also I must big up the officers who yesterday got rid of a demon span out of our society. See? I must big up those officers, and whichever officer pulled that trigger yesterday, or officers who pulled that trigger yesterday and got rid of that demon. I must tell you that I went to bed last night and I slept absolutely comfortable. You know, I did not dream anything, but I had a nice sleep because, you know, me and my girl Pitney, I'm a step girl Pitney, I'm a woman. See? And all kind of people. I would like to know, say, me and my auntie them, me and my girl cousin them, I would like to know, say, a monster like this is still within our midst. Packer General, big up yourself, my boss. Just see you popping. Milton Music, ma, big up yourself. Me just see you popping, my number one nemesis. Big up yourself as well. See? I must say also to Mark Golden and the PNP. See? I can't see the name of the person that we are salute me. So big up yourself, salute. See? I must say to Mark Golden and members of the People's National Criminal Organization. Good morning, Marcia British. See? That it is time that the People's National Criminal Organization, you know, remove the C and put back the P in their name. You know, and by the way, who seen the news article where proven a failing entity led by Mark Golden and Peter the Grunting Bunting? See? They have secured a $20 million loan. See? So no know say they need some money to pay back the loan they little more in their life. So we can't allow them back to come near the Jamaican coffers. We can't allow them to come back near the kitty because they're going to take for money to service the loan there. No can't say me ain't telling you, and $20 million enough money can do a whole heap of things at Jamaica. And Milton say you choose to follow Afro Rose's word over mine. Yes, Milton, sorry, one next live we talk about that. You see me I say? We're going to do one live one day about them thing there. You know. But we just have to do the right thing, Milton. There was a scourge in our Brixton, Milton. We had, you know, a lot of females coming out in Brixton over there in South London, you know, saying that men were molesting them and abusing them, Milton. So me, naturally as a girl dad, naturally as a lover, you know, naturally me not gonna like that, Milton. So we will come out and we gonna talk about them things there and try to get some justice for the girl them. See? So I just part of it. I just part of it, my boss. No only personal against me. See? Big up Father DUJON'S, show all the way. Big up yourself, you know, Kevin. Big up yourself, my boss. Now, back to the topic at hand. Mark Golding and the PNP need to come to the fore. They have not yet in Jamaica, in 5 years since Mark Golding have become leader of the People's National Criminal Organization, the PNCO, people. The Rise United PNCO. Since Mark Golding has become leader of the PNCO and removed the PNP, removed the People's National Party, see, we have yet to hear him come with a crime plan to rival this one that we have. Actually, we have heard them come with a crime plan. Sorry, my people. We heard Peter Bunting said that if he were if he was security minister, sorry, he would not have spent $100 billion on security. He would have instead pay fishermen on the beaches to give police information. So yeah, we heard Peter Bunting's crime plan so far. So I personally is going to reject that plan. I don't know about Uno. Can tell me in the comment section if you know that like the plan there or you know that prefer to reject that one. But me personally, I am rejecting that plan by Peter Bunting not to pay not to garner intelligence by way of, you know, upgrading police equipment and, you know, getting information and intelligence the right way. Instead, Peter Bunting wants to pay fishermen on beaches to give him information about crime and criminality. I don't know how that gonna work, but I reject that. See, Mark Golding, we also 5 years on, yet to hear Mark Golding come with a budgetary plan for Jamaica. The other day, during the budget, Mark Golding did what he said was a budget, and then mere days after, Mark Golding said it wasn't a budget, it was a plan for the first 5 years should the PNP regain power. So I don't know. Mark Golding is still yet to, one voice, big up yourself, is still yet to tell us what, you know, his budgetary expenses would have been should he be granted power of this nation. Also, Mark Golding is not one of us, my people. Dr. Kevin Blake is one of us. He knows about the best interests of our people. He knows what our people want. When you see Mark Golding look like a fish out of water. He look like one big scruffy man when I bathe 10 years. See? He look frozy. Sorry. Anyway, you know, Andrew Holness is one of us, my people. Born and raised in Spanish Town. You know, Rastafari, big up yourself, my boss. Just see a puppy in my bro. See? And he knows what our plight is. He was born here in Jamaica after an independent Jamaica. And by the way, just in case you don't know, my people, Andrew Holness is the only Jamaican Prime Minister to have born after an independent Jamaica. See, so he would have grown up in the 70s, 80s. He would have seen the political troubles. He would have seen degradation, poverty. You know, during the 1970s, there were famine in Jamaica. You know, kids, you could see kids' ribs through their back in Jamaica. Kids used to die of malnutrition and hunger in the 1970s under the Michael Manley-led government. So, for the youngsters, them will just come up when I know this. That is what the PNP have to offer. You know, in the 90s as well, famine came back to Jamaica. Jamaica was ranked the poorest country, one of the poorest country in the world. The United Nations had come up with a strategy in the 1990s to help Jamaica to eradicate poverty. They gave us 10 years, so they gave us between 1996 to 2006 to eradicate poverty in Jamaica. They also gave us, hey, me big up yourself, they also gave us funding to help to alleviate poverty, you know, especially amongst our elderly and our youth. And the PNP failed. The money that was granted to them was siphoned off into pockets of members of parliament affiliated to the People's National Criminal Organization. On top of that, on top of them siphoning off that money, they also hit us with a financial crisis. You know, it was called Finzac, where your mother or your father would have started a little business the business would have grown into a medium-sized business. You and your mother and father would have ended up and left the ghetto and going and want to look upscale, want to look scheme. And you know, because you was a labor writer or whatever, the PNP did not take kindly to that. You know, they did not like that you and your mother and father elevated yourselves and left the ghetto. So they set out on a mission, or they set out on a mission to destroy all those persons who lift themselves out of poverty and join the middle class and the upper middle class. They completely destroyed the middle classes in Jamaica, and even today the middle classes in Jamaica still have not fully recovered, my people. You know, many years later, you know, persons would have started a local enterprise, a local business, and because they were seen as labor rights, the PNP sat out and completely crushed them. And on top of crushing them, they took everything that they had. They took everything that they had. They took their homes, they took their savings, they took vehicles, anything they could have taken. And on top of that, you know, persons affiliated to the PNP took those properties. So your mother would have buy one house back in the day, $7 million house. We have big house. That house today probably worth 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 million. You know, and you know, the PNP would have taken that home from your mother or father, which them buy, and when them take that home, them sell it to themselves for 2 million or 3 million. You see me, I say, so a house worth 11 million, them sell it to themselves for 3 or 4 million. You know, today you have politicians living in homes that they confiscated from the middle classes in Jamaica in the 1990s. Saying in the 1990s, and this is an absolute fact. So for the youngsters that may follow behind the PNP, when I understand these things, it did happen, and it is there. It is there in history. Just go and search for the information and you will find it. The PNP, they are a set of wickeds. You know, the PNP for many years had one man leading the police force who was not even a police officer, not even a police commissioner. But the police commissioner and the police had to take orders from that one man. That PNP man is still living today. He's still around today. You know, I forgot what his name is. And essentially the police force was corrupt. You know, they would turn a blind eye to crime and criminality in certain areas. You know, drugs was left to peddle on the streets. Guns was left to get out of control and in the streets of Jamaica. And it is this government now, with this commissioner and the previous one, see, that is trying to clean up the streets of Jamaica now, my people. And that is an absolute fact. Now we're going to open the floor now, guys. If anybody have anything to say, jump in at the box. Do. And if not, I don't know, we're not stay too long again. So, if we're not come in, we're gone. Nothing civil when devils attack. She is very dangerous, and I allow speak so I can use her words. Milton go on. I'm a Cowan. I'm a goat man, like I like to say. You know, if you have something to say, my boss, and you want to get it off your chest, you can jump in a box. You see me, I say? If not, me and you have to go talk regular. Well, you have to talk and me have to listen. Like what you always do for IG. See? So if you have something to say, just text me over IG. I will read it. I am not guaranteed to respond, but I will read it. See? Amen, amen. Glory be to God. Blessing and respect to you all in Jesus' mighty name. Alright, big up yourself, user. Let me see what I go on so. If anybody want to come in, come big up your commissioner to, you know, man. Remember, you know, my people say, they do great work, you know. So if anybody want to come big up your commissioner. Because this is how go in the media, you know. When you come tell him, say, he do a good job. And we are big him up. See? Good morning, Blue Dark Night, and good morning, Sister Lashika.